Never argue with a woman, do this instead. When a woman gets emotional, most men make one critical mistake. They argue back. They try to use logic to fix emotion. But here's what psychology has proven again and again. You can't reason your way out of an emotional storm. The more logical you get, the more defensive she becomes. And suddenly, a small misunderstanding turns into a battlefield of words that no one wins. So what should you do instead? Step back and understand the psychology behind it. Women communicate to connect, not to compete. Men often argue to establish truth or dominance. Women express emotion to seek emotional validation, a psychological need deeply rooted in how the female brain processes stress. Studies from UCLA's neuroscience department show that under emotional distress, women release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and instinctively crave reassurance, empathy, and closeness. When you respond with debate instead of empathy, her brain interprets that as rejection, not reason. So when she's upset, stop trying to win the argument. Try to understand the emotion underneath it. Listen without interrupting. Maintain calm body language. According to research by Dr. John Gottman, one of the top relationship psychologists in the world, couples who regulate conflict with soft listening rather than defensiveness stay together far longer. When she says, "You don't care about me," don't argue the statement. Say, "I can see you're hurt. Tell me what made you feel that way." That single sentence does more than 100 logical explanations ever could. It's not submission, it's emotional intelligence. The strongest men are not the loudest, they're the calmest. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop trying to prove your point, you start regaining control. Emotional escalation only happens when two nervous systems mirror each other's tension. When you stay calm, her nervous system begins to co-regulate with yours, a concept proven in effective neuroscience. Your composure becomes contagious, her anger begins to soften, her tone changes, and suddenly, she's not fighting you anymore. She's reconnecting with you. Psychology calls this emotional containment. It's when one person holds the emotional energy of another without absorbing or reacting to it. It's not weakness, it's mastery. A man who can stay centered when his woman is emotional communicates safety, strength, and trustworthiness at a primal level. That's what women mean when they say, "He makes me feel safe." Next, learn to read the difference between what she says and what she means. Because most emotional statements are emotional codes. When she says, "You never spend time with me," she's not talking about time. She's talking about connection. When she says, "You don't love me like before," she's not doubting your love. She's expressing fear of emotional distance. The untrained man argues the literal words. The wise man listens for the feeling beneath them. Psychologists call this empathic decoding. It's the art of hearing emotion behind expression. The moment you decode it, the argument dissolves because you're no longer fighting over facts. You're addressing feelings. Now here's another truth. Silence is not avoidance, it's strategy. When emotions are running high, both brains enter a fight or flight state. Research shows that during this state, blood flow moves away from the prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part of the brain, and floods the amygdala, the emotional center. That's why arguing in the heat of emotion never works. The brain literally can't process reason during emotional overload. So instead of arguing, pause, take space, say calmly, "Let's talk about this when we're both calm. I don't want to say something I'll regret." That's not avoidance. It's emotional leadership. When you model calmness, you invite her to mirror it. Later, when both of you have cooled down, you'll be able to discuss the issue like adults, not adversaries. This approach also aligns with attachment theory. In emotionally secure relationships, partners don't fight to win. They repair to reconnect. That's the difference between love built on ego and love built on trust. The man who argues to be right loses peace. The man who listens to understand gains respect. And make no mistake, women remember how you handle conflict more than the conflict itself. If you can stay composed, grounded, and kind when she's emotional, you're not just solving an argument, you're proving emotional maturity. And that's far more attractive than any clever comeback could ever be. Because in the end, the goal isn't to outsmart her, it's to outgrow your own ego. Never argue with a woman. Lead the moment with calm, respond with empathy. Let your silence and composure speak louder than your words. And when she feels your steadiness in her chaos, she won't see you as an opponent. She'll see you as her safe place. That's the kind of man she never forgets.